Many of us have cared for an aging relative or parent. In addition to ensuring their comfort, happiness, and medical needs, there are many other factors involved that can really stress a family. Holyoke Community College is offering a course to help caregivers navigate the financial and legal issues involved. Carolee McGrath sat down with attorney Karen Jackson, who's teaching the course.
It's 3 Monday evenings in a row from 6 to 8 p.m., so it's 6 hours of material, and each student pays $85 to HCC. I have handouts of my slides, and I show my slides, and I take questions throughout and answer questions. The first 2-hour class is estate planning, what I call the Big Five, the core estate plan that I want everybody to have. The second class of 2 hours, I talk about more advanced estate planning trusts. I call trusts a piggy bank, and I explain them. And the third class for 2 hours, talking about Medicaid, how to pay for the nursing home, and some very powerful tools to help the family basically get on to receive mass health benefits before spinning down to impoverishment.
Right. So it's a non-credit course.
Non-credit, yes.
Anybody can take it.
Yes.
It's an uncomfortable topic.
Yes.
As you know.
Yeah.
This is your line of work. It's very uncomfortable. Nobody wants to think about this.
Right.
How do you encourage people to start thinking about it, and how soon do you start looking at this as your parents are aging?
I get calls, am I old enough to have a will? Am I rich enough to have a will? I always say yes to both questions without knowing their age, assuming they're 18 or older. I want everybody to have the Big Five because accidents can happen, and people who have no money, sometimes wrongful death money comes in if an accident was due to the fault of somebody else. Mm-hmm. So I get calls about one call every 2 years from a personal injury attorney who says, this 25-year-old person tragically passed away and over $1 million is coming to his estate. Is it really true that under the law of intestate succession, when someone dies without a will, it's really going to go, $500,000 will go to that person's parent who deserted him when he was a baby?
Wow, right.
Is it really going to be that way? What can we do about it? I'm sorry, it's with no will, the state writes it for you. So I want everybody to have it. But it's not just the will, because the other 4 documents are very important, so no family member has to go to court once if the person has suffered temporarily or permanently a mental incapacity. They don't know what they're signing, they can't make decisions. So the healthcare proxy avoids a guardianship, and the durable power of attorney avoids a conservatorship, which are horrible court proceedings that go on and on, expensive and time-consuming.
What about long-term nursing home care? I mean, the cost for this is overwhelming for families. How do you deal with that?
I know. It's an average of $375 a day. That's like $130-something thousand a year. It's very, very expensive. But one very powerful tool for a married couple is to convert excess assets. It's called the community spouse. Mm-hmm. The spouse at home who's not in the nursing home can keep a house. It's called non-countable assets. A house, 1 car, and some other non-countable assets, and $120,000, a little over $120,000 now. The excess assets, we call the assets the community spouse has over $120,000. We can convert it into an income stream to the community spouse and get the spouse in the nursing home qualified to receive mass health benefits. It's called a Medicaid qualified annuity. So it's a very powerful tool that can really help families.
Do you take the house out of, let's say, you know, your one parent had passed away and then and your father is living. Do you take that house out of his name at that point? Because isn't there a 5-year look back? I
would recommend that the elderly person sign a life estate deed. Let's say it's the father in this example. He gives what's called the remainder interest of the house to, let's say, the 3 kids.
Right.
Then the father keeps his house as long as he's alive. He's holding what's called a life estate in the house. Then at his death, without probate, it goes right to the 3 children, and it avoids what's called estate recovery, which is if dad did nothing and he went into a nursing home, and then at his death, the house is probated to change legal title from him to the 3 children. Through that process, estate recovery forces the sale of the house to pay mass health back for the benefits they paid. And a life estate deed avoids that.
Okay, because that's one of the biggest, I think, concerns for people is depleting, you know, their entire savings.
I know. So the life estate deed can save the house for the inheritance for the children, but it is safe as long as dad's alive in this example. But you mentioned the 5-year look back. When they sign a life estate deed, they're giving what's called the remainder interest of their house to their 3 children. And that's a gift that starts when they sign the deed, that starts the 5-year penalty clock ticking.
Okay.
So if a parent, after signing the life estate deed, has to go into, one of them has to go into a nursing home within that 5-year period,
Right.
the 3 kids have to give the house back. It didn't work.
Right.
So you do want to get started sooner rather than later on signing a life estate deed, or any other gift. There are other gifting plans out there. But I call it the technique of gifting, meaning if the parents want to give a gift to their kids to try to save that asset from the cost of the nursing home, I don't want it spent by the children. It's not like a real gift.
Yeah.
Like, here, Susie, take $10,000.
Right.
Oh, she spent it, but a parent goes in within 5 years after that gift. Susie has to pay it back, but hey, she spent it.
Right.
So if we do gifting, I like it to be held safely in case it has to be reversed back. Mass Health calls it the cure. When I do a Mass Health application for Mass Health to pay the nursing home bill, they always ask, have you, the applicant or your spouse, made a gift the previous 5 years? If we say yes, it has to be paid back, or they don't get Mass Health benefits.
So this is a very, very big topic and lots of different
Yes.
issues for people to
Yes.
consider, but an important
Yeah.
course, and I really appreciate you coming on and kind of giving us, I mean, you're just scratching the surface on it, but giving
Yeah.
us a perspective. So again, community course at Holyoke Community College, Elder Law and Estate Planning. Thank you so much, Karen, for joining us
Thank you for having
today.
me.